Corporate Conversations is a new format webinar and podcast, both live and available on demand, that combines the best of the fireside chat format with the utility of the Ask Me Anything presentation. Designed to dive deep into the topic in question and deliver contextualised, relevant and up-to-date information on critical issues in a concise 30-minute format, the Corporate Conversations series will build into a resource library of crucial discussion of the most pertinent contemporary legal topics. We invite you to take a look at the third episode featuring Anna Bauböck, editor of the Legal 500 Deutschland, speaking to Timo Matthias Spitzer, head of legal at Santander Corporate and Investment Banking for Germany, Austria, Switzerland and the Nordics regarding the evolving role of GCs, moving beyond a legal support function.
Hi, and welcome to this edition of the Legal 500's Corporate Conversations, the first we're holding today with leading general counsel in Germany. I'm Anna Bauböck, the editor of the Legal 500 Deutschland Guide, and I will be in conversation with Timo Matthias Spitzer, head of legal corporate and investment banking in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland at Banco Santander. Corporate Conversations is a new webinar and podcast series by the Legal 500 that combines the established fireside chat with an innovative Ask Me Anything format that will feature a variety of internationally acclaimed general counsel and leading corporate lawyers from around the world who are willing to share their practical experiences and provide insights across a wide range of topics for the benefit of the audience. Our title for today's session is The Evolving Role of GCs, Moving Beyond a Legal Support Function. As the title suggests, our topic today focuses on leadership, a changing role for the in-house lawyer within the current business context, and a new vision for legal departments. An article by Timo was recently published in the Harvard Business Law Review, and it was titled The Importance of Leadership with Integrity in a Highly Regulated and Tech-Reliant Corporate Environment. In his article, Timo describes that an apparent decline of leadership in corporations, which is caused by internal and external factors, calls for an evolving role of the general counsel. Traditionally, legal departments have been viewed as a necessary cost of doing business, with most GCs' efforts usually focused on running a more efficient and effective legal function. Today, we live in a very fast-paced, highly competitive, and exceedingly efficient business world. So arguably, the role of the in-house lawyer also has to adapt. Specifically, it may be in a corporation's best interest to have a strong legal function that has evolved from providing legal advice to contributing to the decision-making process of the company. The argument is that legal departments can become part of a corporation's strategic compass and can provide opinions on a wide range of other non-legal topics. In other words, in-house lawyers should not just be supporting, but in fact advancing business. In that sense, you might say legal departments transform from a cost center into a profit center. Furthermore, the notion of leadership with integrity and the benefits of an evolving general counsel function for the modern corporation is that a strong general counsel can be part of a corporation's moral compass too. So providing business-focused and commercially minded, yet also legally and ethically sound advice. In essence, legal department should move beyond the role of being just a lawyer and running an efficient support function, which is where the traditional focus has been, by providing a durable competitive advantage for their respective companies and also advising on, among other matters, strategic, budgetary, HR, and risk decisions. So, without further ado, I'd like to again welcome Timo Spitzer from Banco Santander to give us his thoughts on this matter. Timo is also an adjunct professor and board member at the Frankfurt Institute for Law and Finance in a globally recognized Top 10 Master Program for Banking and Securities Law. Timo and his team have been repeatedly included in the Legal 500's General Counsel Power List, highlighting the most influential general counsels today. In addition, Timo has won the Association of Corporate Counsels Global European Council Awards and is highly recognized keynote speaker at major international conferences run, for example, by the International Bar Association and the International Financial Law Review. As such, I think it's safe to say that Timo is absolutely best placed to tell us today about his vision for legal departments of the future and how he defines the changing role of the in-house lawyer. So, Timo, hello again and welcome. Thank you for your time today. To kick things off as a first question, in your view, what is the main challenge for a general counsel and why do you think the role needs to evolve?
Thank you very much, Anna. It's a great pleasure to be here and I thank you for the opportunity. Thank you also for your kind words in the introduction. It was just the way I wrote it, so many thanks for that. I think, first of all, the General Counsel role needs to adapt to the business by being a partner to the business. Partnering with the business, helping the business to realize their transactional goals, and at the end of the day, driving the business forward by helping the business to grow. That means if you help your internal stakeholders, they can help their external customers and the whole operation works. So you need to be a business partner. But in the end of the day, you also have a more important role than to be a business partner, to be a protector of the corporation, to prevent it from catastrophic costs and significant reputational impacts. But in order to be fulfilling this guardian role, you must be able to be a partner first, because otherwise the business won't respect you and it won't include you into its decision-making process. The world has become increasingly complex. We are living in a time of significant regulation, especially in Europe, and that makes it increasingly difficult to navigate the transactional playing field and doing so in a legally, but also, as you say, ethically sound manner. That means we need to have a lot of experience in doing so and also be equipped with the necessary power and decision-making empowerment to see to it that legal problems are addressed properly before they arise. So it's better to be the fence on the top of the cliff than the ambulance at the bottom. Now in the company, there are a couple of issues which could call for stronger leadership with integrity. This needs to be addressed by the General Counsel, who can use that to prove himself as an attractive business partner to the extent the business will introduce the General Counsel function also in their corporate decision making.
So you're talking about this sort of traversal from a support function to the C-suite. How is this actually achievable in practice, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, doctors are general counsel, in-house counsel, doctors, so to call it in Germany, because everybody needs to have the doctor and to be recognized. I mean, they were also called Dr. No before, because they kind of refuse anything and be chief blocking officer. But this is not possible anymore, because a lot of the corporate scandals after the millennium break happened because the lawyers weren't even in the room when the negative decisions were made. And therefore, you need to be taken seriously in your corporation. You do have to get a good reputation as a trusted advisor, in addition to be a technical legal expert. And you also need to be an accountable leader and a decent human being in the corporation in order to be included into the corporate decision-making process. And you need to help the business realize their corporate goals, And the more you do so, the more respected you get in the corporation, and the more people will listen when you actually cry wolf, that something that could happen. And the earlier you get included in the decision-making process, the better you can ensure that everything happens in a legally and ethically sound manner.
Okay, so I think you've actually touched on this a little bit already just now, but maybe you can give just a few more insights on how the GC can actually earn a seat at the C-suite table.
First of all, the general counsel must understand that it's still the support function he works in. That means the corporate decisions, the final decisions, are made by the chief executive officer. But he needs to get, or he or she, the general counsel needs to be known for becoming a commercially minded service provider. He needs to have an open communication line within the corporation. And also he needs to be helping with the implementation of sustainable technology solutions. That means not just implementing technology for the sake of it, but fully understanding the repercussions of the implementation and to drive the technological advancement process forward in a sustainable manner. First of all, the problem needs to be defined properly before it can be addressed.
Okay, just slightly veering off from that, you've also previously talked and written about the GC acting as an ambassadorial networker. And I believe, I mean, you yourself are very much a networker, and we see you a lot in all sorts of different networks. So in your opinion, what are the benefits of a general counsel acting as a networker?
Well, in the end of the day, the law also is still a people's business. So if people have a pleasant experiences in your personal dealings with them, they ultimately reflect that on the company. So you as an in-house lawyer going to external conferences, or in the age of COVID, attending virtual events, enhances a reputation and trust in the company by those who see that. And of course, you know, I have to deal with the general counsel of our customers, or the in-house lawyers of our customers, when we resolve transactions. And if they already know you from other get-togethers, it's much easier to connect with them also in a personal level to find an amicable solution. You know, there also may be potential problems that can arise, and these problems can be dealt with swiftly and effectively if you actually know the people behind it, and you don't just hire an expensive law firm which writes a memorandum of could have, should have, and would have, but you call the people directly and you resolve the issues when they arise. You also can develop a strong understanding about other industries, you know, understand the market trends and challenges, and you can even help to identify potential new opportunities. I mean, the more you get together in these conferences, the more you become a part of the international community. And I'm very thankful to organizations such as the Legal 500, who help in bringing the international in-house community together on a global scale, and to facilitate the dialogue and an open communication between the stakeholders.
Great. Well, we're very happy to help out in that way, and also see that as a very important element indeed. So I think as one of our last questions, in your view, I'd just like to hear again what you think the defining criteria are for a modern general counsel. What defines a modern general counsel?
Well, first of all, the general counsel needs to have the right backing. The backing must come from the CEO, and the CEO must be seen openly to trust and empower the general counsel. If the CEO doesn't do it, the general counsel will not be taken seriously in their organization. This is why, at the end of the day, the role of the CEO, who must understand him or herself as a chief compliance officer also, who is responsible for setting the culture of integrity within the corporation, is key. If people are afraid of their CEO, I mean, for losing benefits or not getting promoted, or fear of not getting more benefits, this is very bad. So people must be prepared. If somebody faces a CEO like that, people must be prepared to leave the corporation. But if, on the other hand, you have a CEO which is empowering you in order to properly run the legal function, this is gold. If you have such a CEO, you need to be a role model for responsible behavior, work as an assertive and credible protector of the corporation, as I said, to network, to prevent the problems from arising. So you going out of the corporation, speaking to other people is actually a good thing. So you mustn't be confined to that old stereotype of lawyers and sitting at the end of the floor and please don't disturb me. No, you need to be open and transparent. You need to foster a healthy and inclusive work environment, and of course to act at all times as brand ambassador, which is key in this day and age, because the general counsel needs to prevent potential problems from arising. He needs to prevent severe reputational losses, because in this day and age of the internet, media travels so fast, and the court of public opinion can potentially even sink a mid-sized company. So the general counsel needs to work both as partner and a guardian for the corporation to fulfill his or her role properly.
Thank you, Timo. That's great. I think we do have a few minutes left. So I don't know if there's anything else you would like to add to your sort of vision of the future of legal departments.
Well, at the end of the day, I think it's important to define the problem properly before you look at solutions. We have many providers in this day and age, many issues, but before you actually advocate, you must analyze and do the proper analysis. Also, if you implement technical tools, you must define the problem or the process you're trying to optimize properly, then look at various solutions, and then analyze before you implement how they may impact the company. I'm saying that because some companies were implementing AI tools for their hiring process, and it led to the discrimination of the female workforce, the future female workforce. Or other companies implemented technology in their processes, and it led to machines breaking down, or people not being able to manually override the software because they don't understand it anymore. So before you present solutions, you must analyze the problem. That's very important. And then, of course, you should behave in a way which is, I think, ever true since, like treating others how you yourself want to be treated. This, I think, is nowadays as important as it has ever been, and also try to be a positive force for the better in the whole community. All your actions have repercussions and consequences, and at the end of the day, as I said, when people are dealing with you, they are seeing your corporation. So if you have a positive influence on your partners, that will also positively reflect on the corporation, because the corporation is just as good as the people who are working for it.
Great. Thank you so much, Timo, for your valuable insights and your time. That is, in fact, all the time we have today. But thank you, and listeners, people who are watching this, if you want to read up more on this topic, Timo's article, The Importance of Leadership with Integrity in a Highly Regulated and Tech-Reliant Corporate Environment, is available online for free at the Harvard Business Law Review's website. So thank you again for watching and listening, and until next time.
You've been listening to the Legal 500 Corporate Conversation series.